So what's going on, everybody, and welcome to the post-combine episode right here on the Raider Critique with my co-host right here, Brave Raider, man. How's it going, Brave? It's
It's
good to
going
see
good.
you,
How are you
man.
doing? Good,
Not
good
bad,
evening,
dude.
chat. How are you doing? Yep. Ready to get this rolling.
Yep. Did you happen to
Right,
catch much of the combine footage? I mean, I know
Look
it's
at that.
pretty much just like track
Look at
and
that.
field,
Yes. Underwear Olympics, like someone says.
underwear Olympics.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, and yeah, of course, Brave Raider is one of the guys who got one of the patches because he participated in the chat and hit me up on Instagram just like I asked him to do. And he was able to get a patch and get qualified to get in here for the next Raider Nation challenge coin drawing. So, anyway, man, let's hop over into the slides that I made just to kind of go over all the news that has really gone on since, since the last time I was here. The last time I was here was about, 2 weeks ago? So there's a lot to
Yeah.
go over that we actually had going on here. Now, here it is. Let me make sure that I am sharing this. One day, I will get this figured out. There we go. I hate StreamYard compared to OBS, but we got rid of Frank Oakham, our defensive line coach. That was roughly about 2 weeks ago. I mean, to me, it sounds like just same kind of thing happened with like Benson Buckner last year,
Yes.
kind of like the sacrificial lamb.
Which is
What do you
a
think
bad
about that?
mistake. Brinson Buckner was one of the best defensive line coaches we had. It was a bad mistake to get rid of him.
See, I thought so too. As a matter of
Because
fact,
John Gruden,
I knew this guy really wasn't going to fill Benson Buckner's shoes
you know,
as well as we thought he was going to. And when they got rid of Benson Buckner, that was just another head scratcher to me. But
yep.
then we go off and we hire an offensive assistant who happens to be already related to our offensive coordinator.
Yep.
Now, what is he to our offensive coordinator? Is it his brother, his uncle?
His brother is the OC.
His brother is the OC.
Yep.
So Mitch Lombardi is the brother of Matt Lombardi, and Matt Lombardi came from the Washington football team, if I'm not correct. If I'm correct, is
That's
Washington
correct.
Commanders.
Yes.
So we add this guy for offense. What do you know about him? I don't really know much about these dudes.
I have not heard of him. I have no idea. I know he's just
Well, I know our
Lombardi,
chat
so that's all I know.
is normally pretty
What's up,
smart.
Art?
Normally,
How you doing?
somebody up here in the chat would know exactly what this dude's accolades were.
Yeah.
It's good to see you too, Art White, man. Thank you for stopping in. But yeah, we picked up pretty much, I guess I would like to call it like a buddy system,
Yep.
a brotherly love style system. Really kind of wish that, since we got Rob Ryan, we could have brought Rex Ryan in to do
That's
something.
true.
But instead, it's the Lombardi brothers who are now going to team up to help out our offense. At least that's the idea.
Yep.
So we go ahead and move on here. If it's going to work here. Well, guess what? It locked up. I don't know why it locked up, but it locked up. There we go. All right, Marcel Reese last week stated that he was resigning. There was no excuse given except for our front office and our owner pretty much said that they will not bring up personal issues. Supposedly, I guess you could take that in any way, shape, or form. What do you feel? How do you feel about Marcel Reese pretty much just walking away from the organization that he has backed so wholeheartedly since he played for the football team?
Yeah. I think that they shouldn't hire any former players to be part of the front office. It should be, in-house pretty much. Dave Ziegler and Champ what's their assistant manager or general manager? Champ something?
Yeah, I think it's Champ Bailey, isn't it? Or not Champ
Champ
Bailey,
something.
but
Champ.
man, I can't remember
But anyway,
all
they
these names. We have such a revolving door when it comes to our front office. It's so
yeah,
hard to even keep just to even keep
yeah,
knowing who our defensive coordinator is going to be, let alone any of these people who are under him, you
yeah,
know. But Champ Kelly, no, it's not Champ Kelly either. That was that worthless ass coach.
yeah, exactly.
Chip
Yes.
Kelly, was it Chip Kelly? It might be Chip Kelly. I think,
I'm pulling up in a minute. Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, we've got a new president already in operations with Ms. Morgan.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure that she's going to go ahead and head everything from now on without having an overseer in Marcel Reese. I find this kind of telling because I actually feel different about it than you do, Brave.
Yep.
I feel like that we're weeding out every bit of what the organization stood for and anybody who was an Al guy,
Yep.
you know. And that's kind of where I'm seeing it. I'm actually watching the whole regime get replaced, Raider alumni get replaced.
Yep.
And I don't know on whether it was maybe he did have personal reasons, like as in family issues that he had to tend to, is why he walked away, or maybe he wasn't seeing eye to eye with the organization
Yeah.
on how they're operating things now. They will know, but I'm thinking, in speculation, I'm thinking it could have possibly been either or. And
Yeah.
if it's option number two, then I mean that's pretty much the way I feel about it. Is our Al's legacy is pretty much being sold out,
That's
and
true.
Mark Davis is bringing in a whole new regime, and they're going to change the whole culture here.
Yeah. Auntie said is because Reese wanted to keep Carr and Josh and Dave didn't. That's what Auntie said.
Let me
Said.
see if I can find that right
Yeah.
there. Reese wanted to
Yep.
keep
Yep.
Carr and win against Josh and Dave. That's
I
very
believe it.
possible. Navy vet salute, man. What do you got to say about that? What do you think?
Um, they ruined it. Prime Minister turned us to the Patriots, which Al was rolling in his grave. So
Well, it's good to see everybody in the chat, man. I want to shout out the chat if I could, because I
definitely.
know we really ain't got much of nothing, dude. It is off season, and the combine did just happen. And I'll
Yep.
tell you what, man, I enjoy watching the combine, but this year it was so hard to get
Mm-hmm.
into it. So anyway, Robert Pena, man, how's it going? We got Jerry Tolley in here, man. Salute to you. Dizzy Gunner, thank you for showing up. Yeah, got a lot of Dizzy Gunner. Art White, thank you for showing up, my brother. And everybody, James Furpo. Let's see, Dark Atheist, man, salute to you. It's good to see you. Thank you, everybody, for showing up, man, to another episode of the Raider Critique, where we're pretty much just discussing, and I'm pretty much just out here doing my due diligence. I love having a report on this team and, going to the combine. This was, at least nice to be able to share some actual news out there instead of just seeing all the rumors and the rumor mill, how it's been going on for the last, I don't know, month. So it's actually quite refreshing to see some type of action going on with football. And I'm pretty sure you feel the same way, don't you?
Yeah, I'm bored.
Yeah, quite bored.
Yep.
Navy
I've been
vet.
I've been playing a lot of Madden, so
Yeah, well, I've been playing a lot of 2K.
yeah.
I've got a
Yeah.
mod for 2K5. It's 2K23, so I've been playing a lot of that.
Yeah.
I try not to play too much
I
Madden
played
anymore
Madden
because,
23 and I put myself as a quarterback, so hey, why not?
hey, very well needed, man. We definitely
Exactly.
need a quarterback, and
Yep.
well, it's good to see everybody in here, man. As a matter of fact, there's my brother right there. How's it going? I ain't seen him in years. I need to get back out to California to go see him. That's for sure, man. Hey, man, you're new to the channel. But anyway, if this is your first time here, don't let it be your last, man. Like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications for more Raiders content throughout the season and off season. right here on the Raider Critique, where we don't drink the corporate Kool-Aid, we tell the truth with intensity.
That's true.
So we're going to go ahead and get done with these slides here. Now that we've shouted out the chat, we hired a defensive line coach who happened to be a linebackers coach for the Eagles. Do you know anything about Mr. Leonard?
I think he coached the Ravens, didn't he?
Yes, he was yeah, that's right. Not the Eagles, the
I
Ravens.
think he's actually a really good hire. What's his first name? Leonard? Do you remember?
I think that's his last name.
Leonard.
I have to look up his full name here.
Leonard. Okay. Rob Leonard.
Rob Leonard? Is that his name?
Yeah, Rob Leonard. Yeah. Raiders hire former Ravens offensive coach Rob Leonard to the new D-line coach.
Yep. Okay, yeah. Raiders hire former offensive linebacker coach Rob Leonard as new defensive line coach. Largely, the Raiders' defensive line has struggled last season, specifically along the interior. That's what Google says about us.
Yep.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
Now Google thinks it's an analysis too. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Whatever we've got to do to get this team even better is, I'm going to be all for it. Now, I don't know if you're a Josh McDaniels fan. This is actually the first time me and Brave Raider have ever even thought about doing a show together. Hell, I mean, we've been talking for about 4 years on Facebook, but we've never really actually thought about doing anything like this until about last week. So we really don't know how each other feels about the whole situation. As a matter of fact, I don't even know how he feels about Derek Carr. But everybody knows how I feel about Derek Carr. If you've been in here and you've talked with me and you've been to some of my lives, you kind of know how I feel about that. But, this is actually really good insight from more than likely two completely different points of view, and actually just as a surprise to me as it would be to any of you, because I don't know the answers to any of these questions that I'm about to ask Brave Raider here.
Nope.
So just wanted you all to keep that in mind. What do you like? You like this hire?
Yes.
But then when it comes to Josh Jacobs and catching the franchise tag, how do you feel about that, Brave?
I think it's a good move. Josh already said that he'll do the franchise tag only if they build around him. So I think he'll sign, and then they have I think they're going to work on a contract extension, but first get him signed to a franchise tag.
And see, this is what I like about this, because I'm completely on the opposite side of the fence of this, Brave.
Yeah.
I feel like that he's, and it doesn't really matter what I think, because I'm not him, but what if he feels disrespected? Do you feel like that there could be any type of animosity built up if he does catch the franchise tag?
Yes.
At $10.8 million a year?
Yep. Because look at Barkley from the Giants. He wants 16. So Josh led the league in NFL. So if he thinks he's worth more, he might go to open market. I hope to God it's not Kansas City.
Yeah, man, no joke. Look, I don't want to see him go to any division rival, let alone Kansas City. But I also just don't understand that when we freed up all that money getting releasing Derek Carr, even though we're suffering like some cap penalty, like 6.6 mil.
Yep.
We did save 29 million. Why didn't we pay Josh Jacobs, the guy who was the bell cow?
Exactly.
Who led the league in rushing last year?
Nope.
Who did not get his 5th-year option picked up, which made him ball out even more during the season to be able to be the league leading rusher.
Yep. So I think they should have signed him to a long-term deal and then let DC play out his old contract and go from there.
Now, I do have a question, though.
Yes.
We might say they franchise tag him and he does well. What do you think the percentile chance of him being offered a new contract by week 6 of next season?
Probably 50%. I'm thinking.
So because you would think it'd be a 50-50 chance?
Yeah, what if he goes like week 6 and he has, I don't know, 400 yards after week 6, and then they don't work on a contract. So after the trade deadline, so if he doesn't think he's going to get a new contract, what about trying to trade him for draft picks next season?
Yep. Well, I can tell you this: there's quite a few running backs in the draft that I was watching their 40 times and whatnot. There's a lot of speedy guys in there. I don't know if I would like them more than Josh Jacobs. I don't know if there's more of a downhill runner in this draft to pick up. Not to mention, we still do have Zamir White and Britton Brown because we did draft 2 running backs last year. I don't know how I feel about this though. I really thought that he deserved the money.
Yep.
So anyway, we're at this portion now to where we're going to go ahead and talk about the combine. Now, I can tell you this. Y'all know that I normally watch the combine every year, and I'll come on here and I'll report about it. Well, I did watch it. I even watched highlights, and there was some certain things that I liked seeing, and there were certain things I didn't like seeing. A lot of the guys that I wanted to see were not at the combine this year.
It's true.
I mean, I'll go over some of the stats of what we saw during the combine and the players that did participate. So let me go ahead and start sharing the screen somewhere else. We're going to move on to a different window. See, and this is one thing that you'll learn when you actually start your own podcast there, Brave, is actually having to work this whole system. Now, see, it messes with me because I'm so used to OBS. And OBS, you have to line everything up before. But this one, you can actually do it from the program itself, which is kind of badass if you ask me, because look, now we are looking at the 2023 NFL Combine results from NFL.com. Anthony Richardson on the 40-yard dash, man, out of quarterbacks was the fastest at a 4.43 official time for his 40. Max Duggan was second with a 4.52. Malik Cunningham was a 4.53. Dorian Thompson-Robinson was a 4.56. And, here you can kind of just read the list, everybody. There's some guys on here that we don't see.
No.
Bryce Young didn't run. Will Levis didn't run. And the guy that I really wanted to see, which I didn't expect to see, we didn't see in anything, which was Hendon Hooker, but that's because he's hurt. But this was their 40 times. Anthony Richardson seems to be really fast. And then on the splits, Dorian Thompson was and Malik Collin were tied at first, man, at a 1.51 per 10 yards, which these athletes are just absolutely awesome this time of year, man. Just crazy how good these guys have gotten. Now, Anthony Richardson on his vertical had the highest jump out of all the quarterbacks at a 40.5.
Damn.
That is a hell of a vertical. And then they were showing him dunk the ball and shit too. You know what I mean? Like on some of the clips. Did you happen to see that where he went between the legs and he dunked it?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I mean, you got to have a hell of a vert to be able to pull something like that off.
Yeah.
Will Levis was a 34. Jake Hayner was a 35. I was actually glad to see that he showed up because I did want to see a little bit of him. I've never heard of Tyson Bagent.
I have
Clayton
not
Tune, quarterback of Houston, and a quarterback of what is that? Shepherd
University, yeah.
Wow.
But I think person who stand out the most is not in the top 4, because the 4 is Stroud, a Young, Will Levis. I think that's right. And Richardson. I think the 5th one is Stetson Bennett. I think he's the 5th best quarterback.
5th best quarterback in this draft, Stetson Bennett out of Georgia.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if you guys really get into the broad jumps or anything like that, but dude, this is like the 3rd category that Anthony Richardson had led in. 10-9.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of guys pounding the table, man, that we should move up to try to get Anthony Richardson. Either that or just hope that he falls to 7.
Would you
Now,
take
the
him the
3,
7th pick?
I don't think I would. I'm gonna focus way more on defense
Yep.
when it comes to it. But of course, it's not my decision.
True.
Now, this was as you can see, he did not compete in the 3 cone. He did not compete in the shuttle.
Nobody.
And none of them did any bench press. Now, running backs. Devian Achane, dude, at a 4.32. Running back out of Texas A&M. I mean, these dudes are fast.
Yep.
Jahmyr Gibbs, 4.36. Running back out of Alabama. Keaton, what is that, Mitchell? Yep. 4.37. Running back out of East Carolina. Look at how fast these running backs are. We've got 3 guys that are running, low 4.3s to mid 4.3s.
Yep.
And then, of course, they're rounded about, and they go all the way down to 4.74. I mean, running backs are not really a big thing with us because I know we're not really going to need one. We might actually kind of want to start looking into one, though.
Yep.
If we're going to lose Josh Jacobs, if he does wind up getting pretty angry with the organization. I hope that's not going to be the case. But wide receivers, Trey Palmer was your fastest wide receiver out of Nebraska at a 4.33. See, and there was just so many guys that I didn't see on here. Like when I was looking for defense, I was looking for like Tuli Tuipulotu.
Yeah.
He didn't show up. He's not on here at all. And I really wanted to see what he had. And then I look at like over here at the cornerbacks. I was looking to see if Witherspoon was going to show up. Witherspoon is not here either.
Nope.
But I can tell you this DJ Turner, dude, this guy was the talk of the draft. 4.26 40. He's a cornerback out of Michigan. And he literally dominated, dude.
Yeah, he's rising up at the boards right now. So he can be he's the 3rd best corner behind Joey Porter Jr. and Gonzalez. I think he'd be the 3rd one off the board.
Right. See, I could see that. His split was a 1-4-7, led all corners and defensive backs.
But Witherspoon did play with Nate Hobbs in Illinois. So,
yep.
You say that's my boy. So, if I was Raiders, I would trade down to get extra picks and then choose one of the corners for the future. Witherspoon or Gonzalez. I think that's what we should do.
Witherspoon or Gonzalez. Yeah, Gonzalez was isn't he a corner out of Oregon?
Yeah, he's a corner from Oregon. Yeah, because I'm from Oregon. I'm in Oregon, so I see him every year with the Ducks against the Beavers. So, and the Beavers have a real nice sleeper corner too. That's in here too.
Where's he at?
See if he's on.
I know the vertical. They're not really listed. Broad jump, I could really care less.
And that
3-cone drill.
That Julius Bentz from Kansas State, and he's like 6'4" or 6'3" or something. I'm not sure what his measurable is, but he's really good though. They call him Juju. So
yeah. See, I don't see him on this one either. I guess this is back to broad jump.
Yeah.
See, they only did like certain ones.
Yeah.
Well, we had quite a few do the shuttle.
So the Alex Austin I'm talking about from Oregon State, he's one of the best sleeper corners. That ran a 4.33.
Alex Austin?
Yes. I seen him because I'm a Beavers fan, so I seen him all the time. So he's legit.
His shuttle time was a 4.33.
Yeah, he's quick.
I mean, I'll tell you what, man, it's a lot different with these athletes now than it was back in the day.
Yep.
But it really surprised me that there was a lot of these guys who did not compete, especially, man, Tuli, man. I was expecting Tuli from USC to at least do a few of these, but he didn't even show up.
Nope.
I guess a lot of these guys are going to start on their pro days. Well, I mean, it is what it is. It's basically track and field with a football added to it.
Yep.
I mean, that's literally all it is. And hey, there we go. That's pretty much
Yep.
our breakdown of the combine because hey, we're just doing the best we can to try to just promote on some football.
Yep. I think the most position I was excited for was the QBs because we do need a QB right now, but
And Anthony Richardson, dude, he ripped it up.
yeah,
He looked really good, man, even in his throws on the routes, and his arm strength looks really good. I mean, I can see why Raider Nation's been pounding the table about going to go get that guy.
yeah,
Now, still, I'm going to want to hold out and try to wait on to see if Hendon Hooker falls to the second round or not, or
I would
even just be able to trade up late into the first to pick him up.
I would take him
Because
second round because
I
he's
mean,
legit.
but I mean, if we're believing Hardcore Raider, though, Hardcore Raider doesn't believe that he's going to fall to the second round. I think he's going to be overlooked just because of the ACL tear.
Yep.
What's going on? Manuel Rodriguez, man, thanks for showing up. Pub Stunt. What's going on, man? If you're new here, please don't let it be your last time here, man. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications for more Raiders content during the season and off season right here on the Raider Critique, where we tell the truth with intensity and we don't drink the corporate Kool-Aid. But we do all have different opinions and we don't go at each other for them. So that's a real good thing to do. So anyway, Brave Raider, man, why don't you explain to everybody about yourself? I know that we've known each other for a good 4 years
Yep.
on Facebook. This man here has been a Raiders fan, not a Los Angeles Raiders fan, not an Oakland Raiders fan, not a Las Vegas Raiders fan, but a Raiders fan since 1976. He
Yep.
has seen everything from this team winning to the 20 years of mediocrity that we have suffered these past, I don't know, 25 years.
Yep. Since 1983.
1983, man, was the
Yep.
last time that we even pretty much thought that we were going to win a Super Bowl because we thought we were going to win a Super Bowl in 2003 all up until the first snap of the game.
Yep.
And yeah, he went through that too. So anyway, just explain to the audience, bro. We normally see you in the chats.
Yep.
Sometimes, you know what I mean? But you've also been on other channels.
Yeah.
In the
not
chats.
gonna name names, but I think some of you guys know in the chat who I'm in the chat with, but this is your channel, so yeah, I seen, let's see, since 83 to 2023, what, 40 years or 50 years? Oh, 40 years of suffering, pain and suffering. I've seen quarterbacks from Mark Wilson to Jeff George to Jamarcus Russell, Rusty Hilger, Tom Maranovich, everything. So
Yep.
you know the history of the Raiders drafting a first round pick, and the quarterback is there's 3 quarterbacks got drafted by us: is Mark Wilson, Todd Maranovich, and Jamarcus Russell. So I think we shouldn't draft a quarterback in first round. We should do one in the second round.
Well, with this being a new regime,
Yes.
and of course new people at the helm,
Yep.
I don't know. I'm still thinking that the franchise could possibly still be cursed.
Maybe.
Because it doesn't matter who they bring in here. Normally with our first round pick, we don't do too well.
That's
Last
true.
time we got a decent first round pick was Khalil Mack. And that was Del Rio's squad that picked him up.
And you see how that happened.
Yep.
John Gruden traded his ass.
John Gruden traded him.
Yep.
And, there's a possibility that he might be able to come back this year. He's supposedly going to be a free agent.
Yeah. So would you sign him? And to how much?
To me, after the way Chandler Jones has produced, which literally he was on the back of a milk carton all but 2 games last year.
Yep.
His contract is really high, so we really can't get rid of him. And if we do cut him, we're going to suffer a bunch of dead money.
Yep.
So if I really, really, really wanted to, and trust me, to see Max Crosby and Khalil Mack
Yep.
on opposite sides of each other on the same defense, that is something I wish I could see.
Yep.
That is something I wish I could see. And I would sign Khalil Mack for $6 million a year.
Yep.
To bring him in here, to have him start over Chandler Jones. I would sit Chandler Jones behind him, or I would move Chandler Jones straight to linebacker.
Yep.
I would move him back. I mean,
was he a linebacker before, or was he really? Is he really a linebacker, or is he really defensive end?
Well, I think that with the way that we've been playing a hybrid style defense under Patrick Graham, he's been forced to be both. And mostly he has been in the linebacker position in coverage, because we saw Chandler Jones in coverage. And I know the first thing I thought was, why are we putting Chandler Jones in coverage when he is literally a pass rusher?
Yep.
So, I mean, we did a lot of things wrong when it came as this coaching staff about utilizing our players to their strengths.
Yep.
And I'm sure that's one thing that we can both agree on.
That's true. Yeah. Like Art White says, need to go young. No more dinosaurs.
Yeah, we don't need any more dinosaurs, man. I want to thank everybody for showing up in here.
Yep.
Raider Kush, man, it's good to see you, man.
Do you want to tell you a story of that Al Davis story I told you earlier?
Right. Yeah. Why don't you tell that Al Davis story, bro?
So, I've been a fan since 76. Me and my brother got free tickets to see the Kansas City Chiefs Monday Night Football with Marcus Allen with the Chiefs. But anyway, me and my brother driving from Eureka, California, which is northern, the ghetto part of California. We're driving in a black truck going down to the old Coliseum, and we cut off a limousine, and we thought it was just normal limousine. Me and my brother pulled in the parking lot. Limousine pulled to the left. Guy got out. It was Al Davis giving me the middle finger. The greatest story in the world. To this day, I can say Al Davis thought I was number one. Yep.
Well, that's a much better story than what I would ever would have had with Al, because I never ran into the guy.
Yep.
But it's kind of funny how you cut off a limousine, and it happened to be our legendary Godfather Al Davis, who's flipping you off.
Yeah.
I mean, that had to be epic.
He's probably still flipping me off up north too, probably.
Yep, probably so. Man, rest his soul, because I can tell you this: his son is nothing like him.
Nope.
And I can wholeheartedly say that now.
Nope.
Just by watching what he's been doing, and I understand that we're trying to make the brand bigger.
Yep.
And we want to put more people in the seats, but they kind of made it a fail safe anyway by moving the team to Las Vegas, knowing that and building such an immaculate stadium to where they could get anybody's fans to come in there and get a seat.
Yeah, Robert said he was just saluting me.
Yeah. Right?
That's true, Robert. That's true.
Well, hey, if this is your first time in the chat and you have not gotten a patch, y'all should hit me up on Instagram with your credentials and your address to where I can send you a patch to get you in one of these Raider Nation Challenge coin drawings, which, by the way, I know that's why everybody's here. We're not doing one this episode. I'm sorry, Raider Nation. I've got a back order of these things, and I'm still waiting on them to show up. This actually happens to be one of the only two that I have left right now. I plan on giving away one of these on my next live, but as of right now, I'm really just collecting more names to add them into the hat, which I do want to tell everybody who's in the hat. So everybody who is in this hat is everybody who has sent me their address and they have gotten a patch, or their patch is in the mail.
Yep.
Now, I've got quite a few names in here. I don't know exactly how many there are. If you'd like to go ahead and count with me, I would greatly appreciate it. But the first name I've got that I'm pulling out is Jack Kenna. And then we have Southside Raider, NorCal Raider Jesse,
Everybody called you Little Brave.
yeah, man. Lil
My,
Brave.
my, my son was making an appearance. Yeah, my 7-year-old. Yeah, he's a Little Brave Raider. Yep.
Lil Brave Raider. And then we
Yep.
got Dirty Low, Willie Wayne, Robert Pena, Aunt Six, Herman Munster, D Menace, see, what is this one? James Furpo, Jaw Raider, getting down to the nitty gritty here. Raider Kojo, Raider Joe, Sven Teinemann, which he's out in Germany. I remember sending that patch off. Got another one out in Germany too. I got to send. Al's Ghost, Brian Rodriguez, Raphael, good old Raph, which he's in the chat. Salute to you, Raph. Raider Gabe, OG Jack Daniel, Afakasi Raider, Raiderette for life, Darth Raider, Chris Nelson, Raider Ben, Bourbon Country Raider. Oh, and look who it is. It's Brave Raider.
Yahoo!
Yeah, you're in there too. Jerry Tolley. Terrence Carey, the king of mods. He is definitely the king of mods, man. That dude is way better than my Nightbot.
Yep.
Blake Allen and Dylan Keeney. One more. Raider Bob. So if you heard your name, you are in this hat for the drawing for these next coins. Now, like I said, I've got a back order and I've got about 6 more coming. Now, I've also got a very special episode coming up soon that I will be letting everybody know about. But first off, I want to thank everybody for showing up here, man, and expressing your dedication and your being a fan of the Raiders and coming over here and checking out the content that we produce over here on the Raider Critique. Now, if you're new in the chat, which I see some of you guys are, please don't hesitate to come on over to my Instagram or even possibly my Twitter at InGun421 on Twitter and send me a direct message pretty much telling me who you are to where I can mark you off the list. You can give me your address and I can send you a patch just like I did with Brave Raider here.
Yep.
Now, if you guys do that, then I can go ahead and get you in the drawings for one of these coins. But you can either hit me up on Twitter, you can hit me up on Instagram, or as in Brave Raider did, he hit me up on Facebook Messenger as well. So I do have a bunch of social media out there. If you guys, just go to the Instagram, you'll be able to find me. That's really the best way to get a hold of me nowadays because it seems like Instagram's taken over everything. So, but anyway, Brave, You're going to
Yes.
be starting your own podcast.
Yes, I am.
And what and is it going to be all Raider content related?
Pretty much, yes. It's gonna be all Raider content. On YouTube, it was splitting pins with Brave Raider because I'm into bowling, but I decided to change it to the Pirates Den. So look for that. I'm gonna update it here soon. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the like button and subscribe. I want to add into your drawing, if that's okay, Critique. I got some Raider stuff I want to give away. So if I reach 50 subscribers, the next time we have a live, I will give a Raider some Raider stuff away.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yep.
And see, that's what's up, man. And I mean,
Yep.
thank you for everything that you do because I know that you've been contributing to the nation since you have pretty much been knee high to a grasshopper. And I'm
Exactly.
sure that Al would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Even seeing you, even though he's done flipped you off,
Yep.
you know,
Exactly.
he
Yep.
still appreciates you buying all of his merchandise and making his brand bigger.
Yep.
Especially, well, now we've got Mark, and
So
Mark
who's your moderator? Do you have one in here right now?
I'm normally Raider Pena. Robert Pena is one of my mods. Also, Terrence is one of my mods. Dirty 30, man. It's good to see you, bro. It's been a long
If
time.
Robert,
Why?
if Robert Pena can pull up give the link to put my link into the chat.
Yes, please. One of my mods, whether it be Robert Pena or anybody else who's got a wrench next to their name, please post up Brave Raiders website and YouTube page right here for me to where we can get some people to get in here to subscribe so we can make Brave Raider give us some free Raider stuff.
Exactly.
Everybody likes free Raider stuff, right?
Yep.
So anyway, man, I do appreciate you coming on. And
you're welcome.
And I want to thank everybody in the chat. I will be taking all of your names down who have been here, and been participating in the chat. Any new names who are not in the hat, I will be expecting you guys to hit me up on Instagram, which I will go ahead and post that right here on Instagram at Instagram.com/The Raider Critique. And you can go ahead and hit me up there and hit me up with a message and give me your address to where I can send you your patch to where I can get you involved in this Raider Nation Challenge coin drawing. Now, also, we're going to be doing a few more of those, but I'm also going to start getting some other things to give away on this channel. I'm thinking the next things I'm going to be doing is Raider Lokes. So, I think that everybody needs a pair of sunglasses, especially if you're down here down south. It's always real bright. Might as well have some Raider Lokes to get you through your day. So I'm going to be giving away those here, come up probably in about a month or two. Yep. That's going to be the next thing that I'm going to be winding up giving away. So everybody stay tuned for that, because once we're done with the Raider coins, then we're going to move on to the Raider Lokes. And hey, man, everybody needs a pair of sunglasses, don't you think?
That's true. Yes, absolutely true.
It's getting hot in Oregon too, right? You guys are starting to see a lot more sun, more than
actually
normal.
We're getting snow right now. It's been snowing.
What?
Yeah, it's snowing in Oregon. Yeah.
Unreal.
Yep, in March. It's snowing in March. Yep.
Well, it's kind of like what happened here. It was 88 degrees on Thursday, but then Friday we decided to have a tornado. 3 weeks ago, it froze. Yeah. Everything froze. Like it was frozen outside 3 weeks ago. So I mean, it's just the whole ecosystem is changing. But the one thing that isn't changing is the consistency of this football team, and it hasn't looked really good. I really would like to see them do a little bit better. I'm hoping that we're going to do something in the draft this year, especially now that we do have a couple. We have a first and a second this year, unlike last year. So I mean, we'll see what we can do. We haven't really seen how these guys can really draft in the early rounds, and I'm going to try to be optimistic on this one.
Yeah, I know. So where do you think DC's going?
Well, Derek Carr. It's a toss up in between all these teams, but just our luck. I could see him going to Tampa.
Oh yeah, they're saying the Jets is more likely destination, but You think us Raider Nation was hard on DC? Can you imagine that New York media get a hold of them?
Well, look, I'll tell you what, man, their fan base is a lot
Yep.
like ours. You know what I
Oh yeah.
mean? Like
Yep.
their fan base has been losing for years, and they're
Yep.
tired of it too.
Yep.
You know, if he
It's true.
winds up showing up in as a Jet, and we
Yep.
already know how he plays in cold weather nation.
Yep.
We know how he plays in cold weather. Unless he can get used to it, he is
Yep.
going to suck every home game.
Yep.
Because it's not like they don't, man, it's not like that they don't play in New York when it gets cold. Once it gets
Yep.
cold, I mean, that's when most of their home games happen.
Yep.
Then not to mention you got to play Buffalo. You got to play New England. I mean, you're staying up there in the cold states during division games.
Yep.
So if the Jets pick him up, you know, hey, best of luck to you. We could never get any production out of him when it came to cold weather games. Hopefully, maybe you guys might be able to. But
Yep.
I mean, I don't hate Derek Carr, but I understand why it was time for him to go.
Yep.
I really do. I think it's better for all parties. At least maybe we can all stop arguing about the quarterback and start rooting for the same quarterback for once.
Yeah, I noticed the last 9 years that Raider Nation has been split between the Kardashians and the Kardashians, whatever they call them, the car stands, car Karens, whatever. But us Raider Nation need to be one, like the old days, like the 80s and 70s and 80s, that us Raider fans didn't give a crap of what other fans think. So,
and that's the thing that's killed me too.
yep.
With as long as I've been here, the division in the Raider Nation
Mm-hmm.
as a whole, as of now, is the worst as I've ever seen it.
Yep.
It really is. We're at each other's throats.
Yep.
We're talking shit to one another. I mean, you know, to the point to where we're even trolling each other on each other's channels.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's gotten ridiculous, to say the least. I mean, I understand why things are doing, you know, and why things are going on the way they're going on, but
Yep.
everybody, we're supposed to be brothers and sisters underneath all the same shield.
Yeah.
It was always supposed to be once a Raider, always a Raider, regardless of how you felt about that person.
Yep.
The problem is, and I know I'm going to lose quite a few subs for saying this, but it's because we let all you new people in here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And a lot of you new people don't know what it's like to be a Raider because you don't hold yourself to the Raider standard.
Yep.
We can all disagree, but we can all come to a compromise.
Yep.
We don't talk at each other, we talk to each other, and we listen to one another because we're family.
Yep.
And that's the first thing that needs to that you need to know coming in as a new Raider fan. This is a family. Sure, I might be the uncle at the barbecue that you don't want to talk to, but I am still your uncle, and I'm still your family, and I am still at the barbecue.
That's true.
Okay?
Yeah.
Not going anywhere. But there's no reason to cause animosity just because you feel differently from what your brethren also feels. We should all just be able to get along, y'all. Regardless. You know? And I'm not even going to go into all the just any specific division.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm asking Raider Nation is just be better. Hold yourself to a higher standard and make this franchise, and most importantly, your brothers and sisters of this fan base proud.
Yep. And like what Willie Wayne says, respect the shield first.
Exactly.
Amen to that.
Amen
Then
to that, man.
on the message, I'm going to go back up. The message that James Firpo says, why didn't we keep DC for one more year? Because he was going to pay $40 million. we can't sign a defensive players or any defense if we pay DC $40 million. And why would we go back to
right here?
6 or 7
Wouldn't it have hurt
wins?
us to keep Carr
Yeah.
one more year? The only thing that would have hurt, which is what ultimately was going to hurt.
Yep.
We weren't making the playoffs, and he was due what, $43 million?
Yep. And 7 years after that, so almost $50 million in 2 years. So we can't sign players if we owe just him for $50 million. And what, we haven't got no winning seasons, anything under him. So yeah, Robert, you
could you imagine if this just happened? The whole Raider Nation would be in an uproar. Twitter would be blowing up. My phone would not stop going off.
Yeah.
I totally could. That's how I know this is not true. My phone is not blowing up. It's not going off.
Nope.
Just, thank goodness, because like I said, we all need to be able to root for the same quarterback for once.
No.
But it's good to see everybody in here, man. And well, like I said, if it's your first time here, don't let it be your last. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. And hey, moderators, man, post up Brave Raiders link to his YouTube channel. Go support a new podcast called The Pirates Den with Brave Raider right here on YouTube. Another real old school cat who's got real old school values, just like the rest of us. And he's also got a different opinion, just like the rest of us. And he's not going to sit there and buckle down just because certain people want him to feel a certain way, which is actually that's what it is to be a Raider Nation. You guys have got to embrace the culture that was already set here. Don't try to change it. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here, man. You guys have a wonderful night. And remember, just like we always say, we might not always win on the field, but we are always winning in the parking lot because it is Raider Nation for life.
Yeah, right there. Raider win till I die. Yeah, win, loser. Yeah.
Win, lose, or tie. It's always Raiders until I die, and by any means, just win, baby.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're cheating. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Exactly. Yes. Yep.